underneath, and then sitting back on the heels if you can. This is quite an intense stretch on the feet, so if you need to lean forwards a little bit and put some weight in the hands, then feel free to do so. We'll only be here for a moment. It's just really important that when we're doing these powerful flows and we're really getting deep into the postures, that we stretch through every little bit of the body. So while we're warming up our toes, if you haven't got your hands down and you've got free hands, then I'd like you just to work through the muscles of the fingers like this. So our hands are getting a bit of a workout as well. So really feeling the muscles of the fingers working all the way through. Do whatever feels good. Try and take your mind off of the stretch in the feet. Remembering to breathe. Maybe taking the arms out straight, still working through the fingers. And then no doubt your toes are probably feeling a little bit sore by now. So we'll untuck the toes really slowly and carefully, placing the hands down and just take a little bit of a tap just to ease them out. Okay, so we're going to come down into our melting heart or extended puppy pose. So reaching out with the arms and the bottom flies all the way into the sky. And we want to be drawing the shoulders and the heart down towards the mat. Remembering to breathe. And then the option of staying here, or if you'd like to get a bit of a side twist, we can thread the left hand underneath the right arm, come to the side of the head, take the right arm all the way up into the sky, and the option of just wrapping that right arm all the way around and getting the inside of the left thigh. Obviously, if any of these poses aren't available to you, just stop where it feels good. So unraveling that, placing the hands down, taking it on the second side, so threading the right arm through, left arm goes up to the sky. Option of just staying here in the twist, or wrapping that left arm all the way around onto that right thigh. Breathing through each stretch, letting the breath and the energy flow through the body. And releasing, coming back round, coming up onto all fours. So I just want us to move through the spine a little bit before we get started on our flow, and also to start engaging the core. So to begin with, we'll just inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, working from the pelvis all the way up the spine, dropping the head down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, curling the spine around. One more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl that spine. And then just take a few moments to go around the body, just wherever feels good for you. So really loosening out through the torso, maybe working around in circles. If you do that, going the other way as well. And then we'll come to find stillness with that neutral spine, making sure we're all stacked up with our wrist, elbow, shoulder. Our core is engaged, drawing in through the lower belly. Okay, so reaching out with the right arm and then away with the left leg. Remembering to breathe here. When we breathe, it will naturally feel a little bit harder because through breathing we're really having to engage our stabilizers. And we'll do 5 in and out. Come in for 2, out, in, out. 2 more, in, out, and last one in and out. Holding it up. You might already be So really setting our foundation, spreading through the fingers, drawing in the lower belly, really using the abs, and pushing away with the heels. Feeling yourself start to shake maybe as the muscles are starting to engage. And then we have the option of dropping down to the knees and lowering with the elbows in all the way down to the mat. Or those of you familiar with Chaturanga, come down through Chaturanga. Inhale, we'll come to a low cobra. And we'll interlace the fingers behind the back and just inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, place it back down. Inhale here. And then exhale, tuck under the toes and fly the bottom all the way back up to downward facing dog. Nice. Remembering to breathe here. And then if you just walk the feet closer together, and we'll sweep the right leg all the way up to the sky, opening out through the hips. So opening the hips to the side of the room. And then maybe bending that top knee, getting those hips open even more, gazing underneath the right arm. And then evening out those hips, dropping the leg down. And we'll sweep the left leg up this time. Opening the hips of the left this side. Bending that knee, gazing under the left arm. And then when you're ready, evening those hips back out, lowering the leg down. Maybe taking a little bend in the knees, and as we hop and float the feet forwards towards the top of the mat, lift the chest halfway. Exhale over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And down. Hands come down past the heart, down to the side. We'll go around another round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step or jump the feet back. And then this time lowering straight down, either knees, chest and chin, or down through Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, coming to find that downward facing dog. And then this time we're going to challenge you a little bit more. So lifting up the right leg, and you don't want to lift it up too high because you want to stay stable. You can maybe walk your left foot in a tiny bit, and then we're going to try and lift up the left arm. So really feeling yourself being a bit wobbly, staying strong in the ankle, strong in the wrist. Ooh. And when you've given that go a couple of times, coming down, and we'll go on the second side. So lifting the left leg this time, and then trying to take the right arm off. While I'm concentrating, I shan't be talking. And lowering both back down, coming to find that nice downward facing dog again, stretching through the spine, lengthening it. And then on the next inhale, we'll bend at the knees, step or hop the feet towards the front of the mat, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, bringing them down through heart center. that downward facing dog. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Really working on spreading through the fingers. Maybe just gaze to the fingers and see if they're firmly planted into the mat, if they've got a nice spread through each one. And on the next inhale, step or jump the feet towards the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhaling over the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, coming to find Utkatasana again, that hinge in the hips. Exhale, hands down past the heart, down to the side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, palms to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Always have the option of knees to hands to shins. Exhale, stepping or jumping the feet back, lowering down through Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, rolling over those toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping forward with the right leg, bringing the arms up this time. And exhale, coming all the way down, lowering down through Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, inhaling, stepping forward with the left, we sweep the arms all the way up to the sky in our warrior one. Exhaling, palms come to the mat, stepping all the way back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, staying strong in the tummy as we fly the bottom back and come to find a little bit of stillness in downward facing dog for a moment. So one more deep breath. And then I want you to come down. So without trying to come down with both arms together, coming down into dolphin, if you can. If not, if that's not available to you, which is totally fine, we can come down one arm at a time and come to find dolphin. Walk the feet in a little bit. And just breathe here for a moment. Those of you slightly more advanced, I want you to do 5 push-ups here. So we come all the way up on the arms and lower down. That's 1. Lifting up. Lower down 2. Got 3 more. Those of you that are just happy at dolphin, just stay there. 3. 4. Lifting up. And then our last one, lifting all the way up, really feeling it in the triceps, and lowering down. And then everyone just lower the knees for a moment, send the bottom all the way back, and just rest the head in child's pose. And just stay here in child's pose with the eyes closed, just for one more deep breath. And then when you're ready, we'll just come back to that downward facing dog. You might be feeling it slightly in the arms. Maybe they're shaking a bit, and that is good. So on the next inhale, we'll jump the feet forwards. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhaling over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Utkatasana with that hinge in the hips. Soft lower ribs. And release, hands come down to the heart. Nice. Okay, so we're going to come to find that Utkatasana again. So inhale, reach the arms up, and this time we're going to stay here for a bit longer. I'm sorry. It's a really amazing pose, and it's called powerful pose, so it's perfect for this flow. So we're really staying strong in the legs. Gazing up. Trying to think, staying soft in the shoulders as well. And then bring the hands to the heart and sink down a little bit lower. So even lower with the bottom. Feeling maybe the legs starting to shake a little bit. Holding it here, one more breath. And placing the hands down. Checking our alignment, working down, bending that right knee, arms come out nice and strong, trying to soften through the shoulders. Staying here, gazing towards the right hand. And then we'll inhale, straighten the legs, arms come up. Exhale, bend the front leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend, come down. One more, inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms come down. Coming into our reverse warrior, placing that left hand down, sweeping the right arm all the way up. Nice. Staying strong, trying not to put too much weight on that back leg. And coming back through warrior two. And then taking the elbow to the right knee, sweeping the arm all the way up and over. Options here is to take a bind. So for those of you familiar with this pose, we can take the bind here to really wrap around, but staying up on the elbow is perfect. For those of you feeling it here, this is good. Nice. And then sweeping that arm back round, bringing the hands, or releasing from the bind, bringing the hands down, coming up onto that back foot. And then I want you to come up, so powering through that right leg, coming up straight to warrior three. Options of hands, either the hands to the heart, hands back. To make it slightly stronger, take the arms all the way forwards. Trying to stay stable in that right ankle, keeping the hips square. And releasing the hands down, take the feet all the way back into our high plank, staying here in high plank. Breathing here. I know it's not nice. Option of just staying here or challenging, lifting up the right leg. Still remembering to breathe, lower that right leg down. Lift up the left leg. Breathing here. Lowering down. Nice. Option of knees, chest or chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. And then we'll step forward with the left leg, So again, coming to that warrior one. And taking the same on the second side. Opening out warrior two. So setting our foundation, setting our alignment. Sinking down into that left leg. Gazing towards the left hand. Trying to stay soft in the shoulders. And really feel like you're pulling the mat apart with the feet and drawing away with both arms. More inhale, straighten, lift the arms. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, bending. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, down to warrior two. And then last one, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, come into that warrior two again. And then when you're ready, placing the right hand down, sweeping that left arm all the way up for a reverse warrior. Again, trying not to put too much weight on that back leg. Staying strong through the torso, feeling lifted. And bringing the arms all the way back over. Taking the left elbow to the front knee. Sweep the arm. making it a bit harder. Staying here, breathing, keeping those hips nice and square. And then when the wobbling just can't go on for much longer, we'll come down to our high plank. But I hate to tell you, it's not quite over yet. So from our high plank, we're going to roll over to the right side. So we're on our right arm, stack the feet, lift all the way up into a side plank. If this is too much for you, you have the option of coming down to the elbow, or you can come up on the arm, but you can take that left leg over the top for a little bit of extra support. For those of you wanting more, and I know there's going to be some of you out there, come in here, and then we'll lift that top leg. Not taking hold of it, because actually taking hold of the toe makes it a little bit easier. Staying here is so much harder, as you can probably see. And coming over into that high plank. I understand if some of you want to take child's pose at this point. For those of you that are just like, no, Cam, give me more. We'll roll over to the left and do the same on the left side. All of the options still apply. Do what works best for you. Taking that right leg up if you can. Really working the muscles, feeling the body shake. Remembering to breathe. And everyone releasing down, high plank, coming down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes. Downward facing dog, and just taking a moment to breathe. Closing off the eyes. Breathing here. Okay, and then coming from downward facing dog, just lifting up the toes, taking a bend at the knees, and then floating, hopping yourself forward. Lift the chest halfway, exhaling over the legs, and then slowly just peeling the body up, bone by bone. And we lift ourselves all the way up to standing. Nice. Okay, so we're going to wrap the right leg around the left, coming into our eagle, and then if you can, hooking that right foot all the way around, so you can see here how I'm all twisted. Okay, option of just staying here. This might be enough. This might be really testing the balance and the strength. If not, you want to come a little bit deeper, we'll take the left arm over the right, coming into eagle arms. Breathing here. Sinking down into the hips a little bit deeper. Holding it here, staying steady, strong through the ankle. And then untwisting that leg, and then sending it back out to warrior three, keeping the arms where they are. Trying to stay steady here. Keeping those hips nice and square. And then releasing the arms down. If you have a yoga block, it would be a great time to use it. We're going to come into half moon. So if you have your block, place it down next to the left foot. If not, we can take our fingertips to the floor and we'll open the body strong in the lower belly. Take the right arm, I'm waving around, right arm over left, coming to find those eagle arms. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, uncrossing the legs, coming to find that warrior three, keeping the arms in that eagle pose. Trying to keep the hips nice and square. And then unraveling the arms. Again, great time to use the block for our half moon on the second side, or taking the fingertips down to the mat. Reaching up and opening the chest all the way up. Again, staying strong. Really pushing through and back that top leg. And then when you're ready, taking the hands back down, coming all the way back to our high plank. And rather than go through a vinyasa this time, we're going to wave the body all the way up, downward facing dog. We'll do two more of those. So slowly snaking and waving the body all the way forwards, high plank. Exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. Inhale it forwards again. And exhale, all the way back, downward facing dog. Really, really nice. Okay, then we're going to jump ourselves through to a seated position, or you can just move yourself through to seated. Those of you that want to try jumping through, bend at the knees and we'll hop our way through the arms, something like that. Okay, just because we're sitting down doesn't mean it's over. No, no, no. So we want to stay strong in the legs for Dandasana. So flexing the feet, hands come down by the side. We take the chin down towards the chest, engaging our throat locks. This is Jalandhara Bandha. We really want to be lifting through Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha as well. And if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, then that is fine. We can just stay lifted in the lower belly and drop the chin down. Strong in the legs. And breathe here. And next inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And then exhale, folding forwards, trying to keep our spine really nice and long, gazing towards the toes. And then lifting ourselves back up. Again, we have options. Placing the hands behind the bum, just out to the side a little bit. We can bend in the knees and come to our tabletop position, where we just lift the hips up. Or slightly more advanced option is Purvottanasana. So we're going to really ground the feet into the mat and lift the hips up to the sky. So lifting all the way up. Option of dropping the head all the way back, only if that feels good for you. And we'll breathe here really, really nice and deep. It's quite an intense posture. Really staying strong through the arms. And exhale, lowering down. Coming to find Navasana, boat pose. Lifting up the legs. Always have options, so we can either take hold behind the knees, keeping our spine nice and long, or we can take the hands out. Or if we're feeling a little bit sassy, we can straighten the legs. So staying strong here. And then what I want us to do is to come down onto our elbows. So everybody lifting the legs up straight, down onto the elbows. We're just going to do a little bit of core work. So slowly lowering the legs down towards the mat, maybe hovering them off about an inch or so. And then drawing them all the way back up. And then we'll go down about halfway. And lower them down, just an inch off the mat. And then drawing them all the way back up to the top. It's quite intense on the abs there. Okay, coming back up. Bent leg Navasana. Crossing right over left. Placing the hands down. Coming through Vinyasa. Lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, flying the bottom back, downward facing dog. Or inhale as we jump ourselves through to seated again. And this time we're just going to take a couple of twists. So bringing in our right leg for Marichasana C. So placing the right arm back, right leg is in. We're going to inhale, lift ourselves all the way up. And we're going to twist, but from the torso. So rather take our shoulders round and stay hunched. We want to lift ourselves up and draw ourselves round all the way from the belly. Option of hugging that leg to get the twist, or taking the elbow over the knee to find the twist and gazing towards the back of the room. Really staying strong in that left leg. And then bringing ourselves back round, going straight onto the second side. Bringing that left leg in this time, placing the left arm behind us. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and then taking that twist all the way over or hugging that knee. Take the twist round, gaze towards the back of the room. Breathing here. Stay strong in that right leg. And releasing. Nice. Coming into our Navasana again. So this time we'll all stay with our knees nice and bent. If it's really tough for you, you can always hold the backs of the knees. For those of you with a little bit more challenge, we're going to take the arms out in front and we're going to do some toe taps down. So really using our core here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, holding here. Option of straightening the legs. Maybe feeling the body shake a little bit like mine. And then crossing left over right this time. Coming down, shooting the legs back. Coming down either through knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes. Downward facing dog. Nice. Okay, so this time we'll jump the feet through again, coming to find that seated position. Okay, so now it's time for us to go into an inversion of our choice. Obviously, you're at home. If you have a headstand, pincher, handstand in your practice, then please feel free to do that now. Only if you feel comfortable with it. Please be careful. I'm not there to stop any falls, so just be careful. For those of you that would like to come through shoulder stand with me, please do. So many options. For anyone not wanting to take any of those, just laying against the wall with the legs up the wall is a really, really nice way to get an inversion without too much strength, I suppose. So, coming back into shoulder stand, my one rule for this is that you do not move your neck. Now, I am very aware that you're watching me on a screen somewhere, so I just want you to try and listen to my instructions rather than watch. So we'll bring ourselves all the way up, roll yourselves up and take the feet towards the ceiling, legs straight up into the shoulder stand, and the hands go to the back. So if you can, maybe walk the hands down the back a little bit towards the shoulders, just to get a little bit more height on that shoulder stand. And just point the toes towards the ceiling. Option of closing off the eyes or gazing towards the toes. And we'll take some nice deep breaths here. carefully watch the belly rise and fall in this posture. One more deep breath. Okay, and then slowly bending the knees and bring the knees towards the forehead. So they might not touch, but just tuck the knees in. And then option is to stay here, or for those of you again with Halasana plow in your practice, you know what to do. Take the feet back over the head, interlace the fingers, and take the arms down to the mat. And breathe here for a moment. Taking some nice deep breaths. For those of you with the knees just still at the forehead, you can slowly start to bring yourselves down. As with everybody in Halasana as well, slowly peel the body down, bit by bit coming to the mat, and then we'll come into Matsyasana, fish pose. So taking the legs down straight out in front of you, palms come down to the mat, just either side, slightly up to the bottom, and then using the elbows, we'll lift ourselves all the way up, bring the chest up to the sky. It's very hard for me to talk here, so I'm going to show you it now. And then I'm going to come out of it because I cannot give you instructions while I'm there. So while we're in fish, we just want to feel the heart cracking open, really lifting up towards the sky, drawing our shoulders back, and just breathing, dropping the head back. Nice. So just staying there for a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, coming out of fish and taking any extra movements your body feels like it might need. So that might be rocking the legs side to side. It might be a little twist in there, a hug of the knees, whatever feels good for you. So coming to lie down, let the feet drop out to the side, palms facing upwards, closing off the eyes, and just taking a moment in Shavasana. So just staying there, letting the breath travel around the body, feeling the energy move around, and just take a moment silently to yourself to thank yourself for the practice